Hey there, amazing souls, and welcome to today's message. I am super excited to dive into this one with you guys, and I, as always, love when you guys want to share this message or connect in with this message. Make sure that you are letting me know where in the world you may be tuning in from. And today is going to be a topic that I want to talk about: pain and gain, and all the ways that we can expand ourselves, live up to our potential, break through our challenges, all those good things. So I'd love for you guys to really connect in with this message with me, and definitely come on the journey. I'd love to hear your words of wisdom, your experiences, all of that great stuff with this particular message. And as you are tuning in, say hi. Let me know where in the world you are tuning in from, and then we're going to dive straight into this one. So I'd love for you guys to join in. All right, enough of me repeating myself because I'm trying to multitask and I ain't that good at it. But today's message is a really hopefully interesting one for you. I'm going to talk about my pain and hopeful gain from yesterday. I went and saw an osteo for the first time in my life. I've definitely seen chiropractors, I've seen physios, I've gotten tons of massage, all of these different things to help alleviate sort of any physical pain that I might have had. But yesterday was the first day I went and saw an osteo, and it was eating a bit. It was so much pain. I've actually never experienced it like that before, and I'll share with you guys what kind of happened in that. But really what I want you guys to think about as I share any of these stories from my personal life and my growth journey, and just kind of being a bit of a guinea pig for all things well-being on all the levels: mentally, emotionally, physically, definitely spiritually, all the ways, looking at how we as human beings can live to our highest potential, get all the aspects that make us us into alignment so that we can reach for our potential. We can make sure that what we choose to have occur in our lives and what we are creating in our lives be in total alignment with our most authentic selves. All right, so today I want to talk about the old saying, no pain, no gain, right? And I'll share a couple of examples with this on it from the different lenses. But really what I'm talking about, and the message that I'd love to land for you today, is that the quality of your expansion is in direct proportion to the amount of discomfort you can comfortably experience. All right, so the more you are able to sit with your own pain, whether that be mental pain, emotional pain, physical pain, right? Whatever that pain is for you, to the degree that you can sit with it, that you can be with your full experience, right, is the degree that you're going to actually be able to expand healthily and meaningfully. All right, and so I'm going to use myself as an example, as I always do. And yesterday, going to see the osteo, I think for you guys who have been following along with some of these messages, you know that basically I hurt my back over the last week, and just kind of, stocking up all the different training that I'd been doing. Even though I was doing a lot of recovery stuff, I was still starting to generate some different tensions in my body that ended up in this kind of bit debilitating in terms of training, back pain that I had. Anyway, I went to the osteo yesterday because I happened to train at a gym with one, and I'd heard great things. Also, she was known as the Dr. Death and pretty torturous, but people were getting really great results, right? Like even one of the other trainers there, she's a runner, and she was saying that, after this session with this osteo, she could run like twice as far before she was ever going to experience the pain that she had in her knee, right? So everybody was getting great results, although needing to withstand quite a bit of pain. So I signed up. I said, give me what you got. right? And basically yesterday, wow, like the first thing she did for me was dry needling in my glutes. That's my backside, and that's big long needles right through to the muscle. And it was probably the most excruciating experience of my life. But I'm pretty good at just surrendering to the processes, to the pain, putting my trust in the expertise of somebody else in their realm. And so all given, like I was able to kind of surrender over the control and just trust she knows what she's doing. And I was able to kind of be with that pain, although I was probably talking her head off, just to kind of distract myself a little bit from the thought of big needles going into my backside, right? And going straight into the muscle, and I could feel every part of it. And the muscles were like, if you've ever had a trigger point kind of massaged for you, this is like that on steroids, having a needle go directly into the underlying muscle, creating all the tension. And so she did dry needling. She also did some cupping techniques on my back. She did the most excruciating deep tissue massage in so many different parts of my body. She did all these weird things, right? And even a bit of chiropractic in there, you know, like cracking my neck. And if you've ever had gone and seen a chiropractor or an osteo, now I know that they do some of those things as well. It can be quite disorientating to have somebody just kind of, you've got to let your body kind of go loose and just let them do their thing. And she was cracking my neck and bending it all sorts of ways that you wouldn't want to do to yourself, right? Like without any of that knowledge or awareness. And it was like 45 minutes in a torture chamber. That's basically what it felt like. And because I'm in this challenge at the moment, I am trying to get my step count up. So I decided I was going to walk home from there, not knowing I'd never had one of these experiences before. And I was, yeah, just crazy. Walked like it was only like say a kilometer home, but it was enough. Like after you've been through an experience like that, and basically just ended up on the couch, just like my muscles just not knowing what to do with themselves, right? They were just kind of quivering and quaking, and you know, like my whole system was having to readjust because so many of the muscles were like just kind of holding myself in place based on all the different strains and stresses that I put it through over many years of training and not understanding how to best kind of stretch my body and take care of it in all these great ways, right? And so it ended up on the couch, and I wasn't even sure how I was even going to have a shower last night. I was in like just debilitated and feeling quite vulnerable. But anyway, I'm feeling still a little bit off, you know, today. Luckily we had an upper body day and not a lower body day for me at the gym today. But I felt into it, and like I was willing to go through the pain that I went through yesterday. Like I said, the most excruciating pain I've ever allowed anybody to inflict upon me. But I had trust in the gain, right? If you inflict pain on me and I think it's really damaging me, I'm going to feel that, and I'm going to have a very low threshold. But because I put my trust in her expertise, I did my research, I had lots of feedback from other clients of hers. Not that I'm in need of convincing much, I'm very trusting, probably too much so. But I did my research on this one. I was fully trusting. I just let her do her thing. And I'm still kind of recovering from that experience, but I can already feel a lot of sense of relief in different areas and joints that I haven't in years and years and years. I'd kind of forgotten what it was to experience relief and flow in different joints, right? And so no pain, no gain, right? But the difference is whether we are experiencing consciously directed pain that is leading toward gain, or sometimes we get basically stuck in our patterns of victimization in our own pain and feel hopeless and helpless, that's usually more to do with our mental pain and sometimes our inability to process emotional pain, right? So that can come up there. But you got to feel it, right? If you don't feel it, you'll never actually deal with it. You'll never actually be able to resolve it. And that's not only the mental, emotional ways of feeling through those experiences that are inside of us, but also on a physical level. And actually, I woke up in the middle of the night. This is just an example of how I believe everything is connected, and there's different research and science out there that shows this. But basically, I woke up in the middle of the night and I cried. And it felt as though there were some certain reasons and challenges that I'm facing that I was really like getting some new connection points in my sleep on. But I really feel as though whatever she moved in my system, in the muscles, it actually unlocked some of the trapped emotion that can tense us up, right? All the things that we hold on to. And some of this stuff so far back and so stored so deep, right, that I feel like it unlocked a little bit of that. And I'm looking forward to going back and seeing her next week and seeing what next layer can be resolved and allow more ease and flow in my own system. But the level of comfort that I brought to my discomfort, you know, at times when we would, you know, she was inflicting all this excruciating pain. She had like the elbows from Satan's elbows or something. Like that was intense. Like whatever she was doing was painful, right? And you know, and I was just talking and keeping the conversation flowing like the whole time, like we were down a coffee shop or something. And she was really surprised that I'd been experiencing pain. But I've learned that if I can magnify any pain, we can magnify any physical pain in our life through our mental and emotional focus on it, right? And that's why we get suffering, right? We've all heard that, you know, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional, right? And the reason is because, yeah, you're going to feel physical pain. But whether you magnify that mentally and emotionally, or you just allow the physical pain to be what it is without amplifying and magnifying it, then you get to actually move through it and get to enjoy the rainbow after the storm, basically. All right? And so my question for you is, where in your life right now may you be magnifying and over-dramatizing the pain of whatever's going on in your life? And maybe this could be a message that just allows you to just take a step back for a moment and not disassociate with the reality of your situation, right, in whatever realm that is, but to actually just look at it and go, all right, this is a challenging situation. And how much of that challenge is just the reality of the human experience for anybody going through this? And how much of it is the amplification that's going on based on how I'm choosing to focus on it and seeing only problems with no gain or no potential here, right? And, you know, my work as a coach is to help people transform the most challenging, the most defeating, the most disempowering experiences in their lives into something that they become more wise over, where they can actually see it and flip it and see the other side and the opportunity for gain that's available to them with every pain that they inevitably experience as human beings, without bypassing the reality of it, but actually embodying the learning that we all get when we are willing to just get comfortable with being in discomfort. All right, and the same is true. Greatest example is just going to the gym, right? It's not that comfortable to push your body past its current limits, you know, to lift things that are at the moment a little too heavy for the strength or your capacity. In the mindset of what you stand to gain, though, it transforms everything. once you start feeling a sense of progress, right, it becomes fun. You look forward to it. And the same is true in every realm of your life. Right now, I'm dealing with somebody in my coaching relationships who's going through one of the most challenging situations you could experience when it comes to your intimate partnership. And, it could be, right? It's like you're at this choice point, this crossroads. It could be what completely tears life as you know it, relationship as you know it down. But the way I'm seeing it and helping guide this person is look at the opportunity that you have to recreate. Let what wasn't working crumble so that you can recreate, whether that is in the same relationship or another relationship, it doesn't matter the context, but the availability of what stands to be gained when you experience and move through the pain in its fullness, in its reality, without over dramatizing it and only seeing what you stand to lose versus what you stand to gain, right? That's when we get defeated and, pain just stacks on top of itself and keeps on kind of snowballing into helplessness and victimization and self-defeat, versus having that purity of the reality of the situation, the inevitability of pain, and the choice to not create suffering, helplessness, and victimization, but instead to become the creator, to see things differently, to focus on what you stand to gain without discounting the reality of that pain. All right, because what we don't want to do is bypass reality. It'll only catch up with you further down the track when the next inevitable challenge enters your arena and you haven't yet chosen to get comfortable with discomfort, right? It's some way, it's some form or some place down your timeline, you have to do this development. And once you do, you stand to actually move through the challenge after challenge after challenge, becoming wiser, stronger, more powerful, seeing it as an opportunity to deepen more and more into the person and the human being that you are proud to be, right? With more awareness, with more experience, as opposed to the one who stays stuck the moment you get challenged, you over amplify it, create your own suffering, and you don't stand to gain anything from that perspective, right? So wherever you focus, that's what you're going to get. So if you focus on all the problems, all the losses, all the way something is holding you back, that creates one sort of reality, and it's a very different one, same set of circumstances, when you focus on what you stand to gain, the opportunity to practice who it is that you choose to be proud of being, right? And all the wisdom that comes along with guiding your life consciously through whatever pain you stand to gain from, as opposed to creating suffering and limitation from the inevitable painful experiences that we experience. And then if you're anything like me and you want to push it to the next limit, you start to incorporate different things in your life that might create some discomfort, but allows you to progress through. Because everything that you can consistently stay true to, that helps you to just up level just that one tiny little bit in your expansion of your capacity to handle things mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, all the ways. It's only going to help you to stay ready, so you ain't got to get ready. My favorite quote by Will Smith, so that you can handle life's inevitable challenges and just keep getting stronger, right? Just keep moving, keep consistent, and keep that momentum going. All right, so that is my message for you guys today. I hope that it serves you. I'm trying out something a little bit different today and coming on here on my pages because I don't know, like Facebook kind of changes different things that I can do when I'm just on my personal page. So I'm giving this a go, see if I can reach you guys this way. But I hope this message has been valuable to you, and I definitely want to check in and see who's been able to join me today. I've got Stephen and Bill and Simon and Judy. Awesome to see you guys. And Kathy and Simon. Awesome. the pincushion theory. Yeah, nothing better to release some pain and gain better, more fluid movement and healing, bit like life, and accepting discomfort. Absolutely, my friend. I absolutely love that. And yeah, oh my gosh. That's one way to do it, right? I don't know if it's for the faint-hearted, getting dry needling right in your glutes if you've got really tight glutes and they haven't been relieved for quite a while, but lean in, right? I love that, Simon. So good to have you here, my friend. And Nava is here as well. And Bill, I believe every thought already exists in the universe. So whatever ails you, the solution exists. Ooh, I like that. So focus on the solution, not the problem. Absolutely. Could not agree more. You know, we all know where focus goes, energy flows. So it's all available to you. 100% I believe that. And so whatever you're going to choose to focus on, just as Bill is saying, you know, focus on the solution rather than the problem. Problem is, most people connect with others through their problems. It's a really unconscious strategy, and so a lot of people's needs are connected, and you might want to check in with this within your own sense of being. But how much are you, what's the payoff of staying stuck, focused on the problems, right? And can you train yourself to find the solutions, focus on the solutions without discounting the reality of the situation, right? But yeah, just check in with yourself about what the reality is about the payoffs of staying limited, staying focused on the problems, what sort of connection you get, how you might not have to push yourself very far because you got so many problems. That's how you're identifying. So there's a lot of little ways that we, you know, sabotage our own freedom and our success, and definitely what I second what Bill's saying here. That yeah, you got to go deep with understanding how you're wired, what are the payoffs, how are you keeping yourself kind of small and limited, and what you want instead, right? Sometimes we get so focused on what we don't want that we end up just recreating it over and over and over again, rather than getting clarity over what we do want and you know, focusing on that and taking actions towards that as well. So yeah, 100%. Love that so much, Bill. Thank you so much for showing up. I so appreciate you guys for joining me. Hope today's message serves you. I hope my title came on here. I think it did. But we're up to day 37 of the 40-day challenge, choosing love over fear, you know, choosing empowerment, choosing growth, choosing courage, living a life from that place as opposed to fear, insecurity, limitation, all those things that drag us back. All right, so choosing that consciously. So I hope this message inspires you. All right, much love coming your way, and I will see you tomorrow. Mwah.